And Kanye be like, as I recall, the sequel trilogy's trash. It's stinkier than Kathleen Kennedy's ass. But what do I know? Flashing lights, lights, what do I know? Flashing, oh, she don't believe in source material. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, have you heard about Kanye West and his opinions on Star Wars, the prequel trilogy versus the sequel trilogy? And Kanye, he broke it down. He told it the way he saw it, the way a lot of us have seen it. And all I can say is, Kanye West, welcome to the fandom menace. All right, so Kanye, as we all know, he has like a long history of antics with the media and going off the beaten path, and he tends to be like a very, very free thinker. You know, he goes like way off the beaten path, sometimes has people thinking he's crazy. I've always believed that in today's crazy world, if this crazy world identifies you as crazy, it usually means that somewhere along the lines you had an awakening and you want to speak your mind, but the rest of the world doesn't want to hear it. And if you're a celebrity, all roads lead to one place when you're a free thinker, and that is rehab. Send them straight to rehab. They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no. And Kanye is very familiar with rehab, okay? So this one might get him back in rehab. But he is giving his opinions on Star Wars, the prequels versus the sequels. All right. And he's saying what a lot of us have come to know and a lot of us have come to realize. And let me get down to exactly what he said, right? He was in an interview with the one and only Joe Rogan. And he says here, they said that George Lucas prequels are worse than the corporate made Star Wars movies. Ye exclaimed at the 1 hour and 13-minute mark. Like Revenge of the Sith, we saw how Darth Vader was made. I watched that 10 times during COVID. Even the prequels are better than anything. I'm sorry, Disney. Star Wars design team, this is George. This is his baby. Yes! And that's what I'm talking about. Yeezy. Yeezus, the target hitter. He's not wrong. All right, and this is what we're talking about here. How dare anyone try to compare the so-called sequels, really they're like the sequels to nothing, to the prequels. All right, the prequels, you got to see Palpatine's rise. You got to see what actually turned Anakin to the dark side. You didn't get to see anything in the sequels. You didn't get to see exactly why, like really why Kylo Ren fell, how he got to be out from under Luke Skywalker and his parents, Han Solo and Leia, at least not in an acceptable way. You didn't get to see that, and you definitely didn't get to feel it. And you didn't get to, as far as Snoke is concerned, well, we all know how that turned out. It was an investment in nothing, you know, wondering how he got under the tutelage of Supreme Leader Snoke. You know, there's no story there. There's nothing to see. Move along. You know, Rey, nobody. Oh my God, what a mess. He continued, that thing was set in his heart, talking about George Lucas, to show us children a hero's journey. Now, note, he didn't say us boys. He didn't say us girls. He said us children. And children was who it appealed to. The children, even in the adults, there's a child, all right? So that's what I always say when people say Star Wars is just for children. Well, like the circus says, children of all ages. You know, if you don't get that concept, Star Wars is not for you. How can we run it back? You know, there's people at Disney who've left and said, every time there's a new idea, there's an unproven idea. They'll get to Toy Story 800,000 and Frozen trillion before they get a new concept to take a chance on. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. It's true. When you really think about it, Star Wars is supposed to be set in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago. Now, anybody with any imagination could say to themselves, wow, well, I wonder what's happened since then. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what the Jedi would look like after the age of Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? After the age that we got introduced to it. Do you imagine all of the new things that might happen? Now I can understand how new Force abilities and new Force perceptions could come along. All right, but when you go into the past, the way they're always doing, going back into the past, for new stories and new material, you're always going to run the risk of violating the lore. And that's the problem that they run into, because they don't want to get out from the past, because they don't have confidence in themselves to come up with credible stories and engaging stories and real life, I should say modern myths, and heroes that a new generation can believe in. They have no confidence in themselves, and so they continue to go back in the past and try to connect the dots to horrible results. You know what I mean? So, there it is, guys. Kanye West. And he's just saying what a lot of us know. Like I said before, you got your people out there who just want to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. But as time goes on, I think most of us here in the Fandom Menace, we've said, you're on the wrong side of history. History is going to judge those sequels to just be complete, throwaway trash, and that's all it is to it. So, Yeezus, I salute you, on this, and, stay out of rehab, my man, because it seems the further you get away from that, the more clear you are. And Kanye's got a big mouth, and that's a lot of his problem too, because, you got to be able to play the game, in Hollywood and show business and stuff. And, I think a lot of his problem is he doesn't know exactly how to do that. He just one of those people who speaks their mind. And, you got to respect it, especially in this case. So what do you guys think of Kanye West and his telling the truth? Or do you think he's telling the truth? Do you have a difference of opinion? Do you prefer the sequels? I know a lot of you out there, a lot of people do. You just want to keep holding on to that dead horse. But anyway, get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can catch me on Twitter. As always, I will leave the link to that in the description box below. All right, guys, thanks for rocking with me. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.